Today I'm going to be answering every question about collagen that you possibly might have. Starting off with why should you take specifically collagen peptides, which type of collagen supplement might work best for you, how much collagen should you be taking per day, what is collagen actually best for, and where might collagen not provide the benefits that you expect it to. And finally, I'm going to move into the recent controversy and why so many people preach now that collagen is a scam and why I believe they are terribly wrong. All of the resources that I'll be using for this video are linked down in the description box below, so you can check them out for yourself if you want to. Enough rambling, let's get right into the video. Collagen, as I'm sure you know, is the main structural protein of our body. It makes up not only most of our skin, it is also crucial for our bones, our joints, generally our entire connective tissue. Collagen, like any other protein, is made up of amino acids, three in question: proline, hydroxyproline, and glycine. Just like the normal protein that we ingest, it has to be broken down into our body, in our digestive tract, so it can be absorbed. It appears to be resistant to the enzymes that we have for the digestion of proteins, and it cannot be that effectively broken down into amino acids or generally smaller peptides. If you do not know, peptides, D3 peptides, are smaller parts of the protein that are made up of 2 or 3 amino acids in a short chain. Collagen peptides as a supplement is pre-processed collagen. Manufacturers have already prepared the collagen so that your body can make a better use of it. And collagen peptides, when they are in this form, can be more easily absorbed from our digestive tract since they are already partially broken down. And we can indeed absorb not only singular amino acids, but also these D or 3 peptides. A research paper compared exactly the impact of the ingestion of not hydrolyzed collagen with hydrolyzed collagen version, and it was found that the concentrations later found in the bloodstream in the people that had the collagen peptides were higher than those of the people that consumed the unhydrolyzed collagen. This is why your best choice would be to go for collagen peptides. They make up most of the market anyways. I have personally never seen a collagen supplement that is not hydrolyzed or marketed as collagen peptides. So what type of collagen should you be taking? On the market, what you see most of the time is either bovine or marine collagen. There are some blends that contain chicken, but there are not a lot of them, and most research papers do not really bother to investigate it, to be honest. The thing with bovine versus marine collagen is that there has not been a research paper yet that compares these different types of collagen and investigates their impacts on joint health, skin elasticity and hydration, and all of the other things. This is why no definite conclusion can be made. There are some suggestions that marine collagen might be better for skin elasticity and skin hydration. However, there is not enough evidence to support this hypothesis, and generally bovine collagen has been a lot more thoroughly investigated also for a lot of other things, including joint health, pain, osteoarthritis, so many different other things. Marine collagen is also generally somewhat more expensive. I think this is something to consider if you want to consume this type of supplement long term, and might not be the best choice obviously if you have fish allergies. Some versions might also have a fishy odor or flavor. Of course, you can figure that out by reading the reviews of the supplements, but I think it's still important to mention. So my opinion would be take whatever you would like out of the two. There is not enough research to prove that one is better than the other. Some blends contain vitamin C, and vitamin C is a cofactor, a component that is crucial for the synthesis of collagen in our body. Without vitamin C, the process cannot be completed. However, vitamin C is a vitamin that is pretty ubiquitous in our diet if you consume a wide variety of fruits and vegetables. else. You can find it in oranges, all types of citrus fruits, strawberries, black currants, paprika, kiwi, broccoli, so many different things. And it is also water soluble. That means that if you get too much vitamin C, then your body is just going to get rid of the excess, since it cannot really accumulate the specific vitamin. Our body can store fat-soluble vitamins such as vitamin A and vitamin D, but water-soluble ones such as vitamin C and the entire B vitamin group cannot stay in our body for that long. This is why if you're already getting plenty of vitamin C from your diet, it really doesn't matter if vitamin C is in your collagen supplement or not. One important thing about vitamin C is that it is also not very heat or light or oxygen stable, so cooking your fruits and vegetables might not be the best choice when it comes down to making use of the vitamin C in them. So consuming them raw is your best choice if you want to get the most vitamin C from them. How much collagen should you be consuming? This specific topic is quite confusing, mostly because you see a different type of recommendation on the package label of different supplements, and that is because in research papers, scientists like to investigate random collagen supplementation protocols and are not very consistent throughout different papers. Some studies investigate the impact of 1 gram of collagen for a period of time. Some other papers give the participants 20 grams of collagen. Some people give them 10 grams. It is just a very heterogeneous field, but in my opinion, if your package says something like 5 grams or 10 grams even, that is completely enough for you to observe some benefits, especially if you are middle-aged or older. If you are in the younger age groups, I am not sure you should be taking any collagen supplement at all. I'm going to get into this in a bit when we're talking about skin health. But to end off the collagen dosage topic, there was this research paper from 2023 which investigated the impact of a collagen supplement on middle-aged males and females that were sufficiently physically active and how collagen would influence their joint pain. The outcome of this study was that when the dosage was increased from 0 collagen to 10 grams of collagen per day, there were much greater benefits observed compared to when the dosage was increased then from 10 to 20 grams of collagen per day. This is why this is not exactly a linear connection, and extreme amounts of collagen does not always mean that you're going to get 2 times better the results. It also largely depends on what are your system's needs of collagen, and this is where we move into the skin elasticity, hydration and wrinkles part of the video. Generally, if you look at large meta-analyses, reviews of a lot of papers and studies, almost all of them appear to say that collagen has an influence, a positive influence on skin elasticity, skin hydration and the appearance of wrinkles. However, most of the studies that are included in these big reviews investigate collagen's impact on at least middle-aged participants, and you would very rarely see collagen being given to 20-year-olds. The thing with collagen is that its peak density is reached between the age of 25 and 30, so technically you would not be experiencing a collagen decline before this age. After this peak is reached, then collagen starts declining annually, and these are the age groups that usually are also targeted by the research papers. However, if you're 20 years old, the chances that you're going to experience amazing benefits from collagen supplementation regarding your skin health are pretty low, and for me personally, consuming collagen as a preventative measure for the early appearance of wrinkles is not really that much of an effective strategy. Just wearing sunscreen regularly is going to provide you much greater benefits than consuming collagen daily. The case with joint health, pain, improved mobility and physical functionality is quite different. Injuries and joint pain, osteoarthritis, these do not necessarily happen at a later point in life. Injuries can happen at any point in your lifetime, especially if you are a very physically active individual. The study that I previously mentioned here from 2023 did target middle-aged men and women, and great improvements in their experience with pain were observed. Larger bodies of research, such as systematic reviews that analyze a lot of literature, also support this thesis and indicate that collagen supplementation is indeed associated with reductions in joint pain and stiffness, along with improved physical functionality, especially in individuals that suffer from osteoarthritis. My personal experience with collagen supplementation is exactly related to this specific point. I suffered from an injury last February, while I was trying to do my usual HIIT sprinting workout. However, on that day I had not specifically had the best night's sleep. I was generally very overwhelmed with university, so I pushed myself a little too hard and injured my leg. The recovery took longer than I expected, and for a pretty long time I could not walk down the stairs without being in severe pain. And this is the point where I started considering taking a collagen supplement, since I also spoke to some of my friends that previously had different types of knee injuries and they were all prescribed collagen for that. I am strongly under the impression that if I was not taking the supplement, my injury would remind me of itself a lot more often. Now we're moving into the hottest topic of the past 2 years, gut health, and collagen is now being promoted even for improving that, although this specific point is quite controversial. The main argument is that collagen could strengthen our barrier, so our gut lining, which is crucial for regulating nutrient absorption and protecting us from absorbing toxins that should not really enter our system. This sounds very good and very logical in theory, but the research does not indicate that the connection is that straightforward. There was this research paper which investigated the impact of 20 grams per day of collagen peptides on mild digestive issues and bloating in women, and after 8 weeks of the supplementation protocol, more than 90% of participants reported a reduction in their complaints. This paper shows us very promising results, but they are not necessarily as consistent in other studies. Taylor et al. Investigated the impact of collagen on gastrointestinal stress in athletes that was due to the exercise that they're performing, since strenuous exercise is indeed associated with some gastrointestinal distress. Collagen peptides were given to them in the dose of 10 grams per day, but they did not really alter any markers of the permeability, so they didn't do anything to strengthen their gut lining. So you can see how there are some promising results out there, but the research is neither the most consistent nor the strongest. I mean, there were not even that many papers out there that investigate the influence of collagen peptides on gut health, so making definite conclusions about the impact of collagen on gut health is not really possible at this point. And now let's talk about one thing that collagen is definitely not the best for, and that is muscle building. The fact that collagen is a protein does not mean that it's the same as whey protein. Whey protein generally is a complete protein and it contains all of the essential amino acids, while collagen, as I already explained, is made up of 3 amino acids, so you cannot really substitute one for the other. Trying to build muscle only with collagen protein would be kind of pointless since you're missing the other essential amino acids. This is probably not news to a lot of you, but I think it's still important to mention because some people are indeed under the impression that when you say something is a protein, that it's always the same type of protein, while this is definitely not the case. Now let's finish off with the hot topic of the video, and that is, why do people now suggest that collagen supplementation is a complete scam? All of this originated from a specific paper that was published 2 years ago in 2023, which stated that collagen does not have a significant impact on skin elasticity, hydration, skin health in general. The thing that this research paper aimed to do, in my opinion, was to provide an unbiased opinion and exclude any conflict of interests in the different types of studies on collagen, since quite a lot of them do receive some funding from a company that produces some types of collagen supplements itself. And the thing is that now you were left with practically 7 studies that were not industry funded, and when you also take out the outlier, because there was this one research paper that showed very extreme results, and after you perform analysis for whatever is left out of all of the research papers, then you end up with this result, that there was no significant impact on skin hydration or elasticity. However, if you go and look over the table that is in the paper itself, you can see that 6 out of the 7 studies that were not funded by any type of industry did show that there was an improvement with the collagen supplementation. From a statistics standpoint, these changes, these improvements in the collagen peptides might not have been statistically significant, but you cannot exclude that there were improvements in most of the studies. On top of all of that, now you have a much smaller sample size of studies, of participants, a lot less data than you originally had, and this way the statistical analysis might be influenced in a much larger way from one study than if there were more research papers included. So you can see how people who just read this one sentence of the paper, that there is no significant impact, and then go and make a YouTube video or a short or a TikTok about it, these people do not tell you the full story about the research paper, and they probably haven't even taken the time to go and read the whole paper themselves, or maybe they just want to grab your attention by saying something that has not really been done before. And since we're talking about industry funding, yes, a lot of research is industry funded, and a lot of the papers that I mentioned today also had received some industry funding. That does not mean 100% that the industry tried to influence the study in its favor. In fact, the research paper on gut health that I previously talked about, the one that investigated the impact on the gut lining in athletes, this research paper that showed that there was no impact on the gut lining was indeed funded by a company that sells collagen peptides. So you can see how not all studies, even that the industries themselves fund, turn out to be positive. Of course, there are some papers where the industries for sure have their say in the results, and you're not going to know which papers are those, of course, but you need to keep in mind that creating research and studies is quite an expensive thing to do, and it costs sometimes even millions of dollars. So receiving some funding is not something that every researcher would say no to. As a conclusion to all of this, collagen supplementation, in my personal opinion, is not really a scam. There are some cases where it's not going to be really beneficial to take it, such as if you're 20 years old and you're taking it to improve your skin health, or if you want to take collagen protein only for the purpose of muscle building. That would not be the most intelligent way to go about these things. But some other cases, such as improving your skin appearance once you are middle-aged or older, or mitigating symptoms of joint pain and stiffness, these are areas where collagen supplementation might actually benefit you a lot. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope that you enjoyed the contents of the video. If you did, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and check out my website. It is linked down in the description box, and over there I have some extra resources for you, and also my nutrition counseling services. If you have a topic in mind that you would like me to discuss, you can leave it down in the description box below. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.